Yeah, guys, you guys can say goodbye to busted brackets because FanDuel lets you bet on every game of the tournament. Whether you're betting on a big upset or a number one seed, it's time to go dancing on America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 to use on point spreads, money lines. You can even pick who's going to win it all. All you'd have to do is visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to bet on college hoops until they cut down the nets.
All right, let's talk Guardians. Tomorrow night is opening night for the Cleveland Guardians. I am very against starting the season on the West Coast. They play the Oakland Athletics. First pitch is at like 10:17 Eastern time, so it's going to be a late Thursday night for us. We'll go around the horn, 10 minutes, guys. Who is your breakout player of the season for the Cleveland Guardians?
Andres Jimenez, because he had a terrible season last year after he got paid, and I don't think he's that type of guy. I think he knows that, listen, if we're going to be good and want to make a playoff run, he got to be much better than what he was last year. I mean, he was a Gold Glove, 2 years ago? So I expect him to have a big season. I know Jose going to do his thing. I need somebody else to ride with Jose, and the second best player to me is Jimenez.
G. Bush, who's your breakout star for the Guardians in 2024?
Bo Naylor.
That's a good one.
Easy money. I need you. We need to get 19, 20 home runs out of you, big dog. We need that big homie. There's a lot of cats, that they bring it up and different young dudes, and you know what I'm saying, they keeping Manzardo and DeLauder down there. Okay, well, are you gonna do that? We need 20 from you, bro. I'm not trying to see Anthony stunt double Hedges. I'm not trying to see him.
That's World Series champion, Austin Hedges.
Listen, I'm not trying to see him. I've never been a fan of baseball. Has the craziest unwritten rules about, like, I don't need nobody rubbing my shoulders for $8 million, bro. He rubbing shoulders for $8 million. Yeah, you can do it. We great, man. I'm a good locker room guy. Because you got your mixed CD in there. Like, just because you play a mixed CD and you run around and you joke and tell fart jokes to everybody, that's what they pay you $8 million? No. I need Bo Naylor out here getting his money off. I need 20 home runs. I need you to make the catcher position a power position, and you and your brother hold each other accountable. Naylor, you can't fall off. Listen, you had a breakout year. We need another year like that from you too. We can't have nobody falling off. You can hit lefties now. You and your brother is cool. Y'all can go to Denny's and all that and have Grand Slam breakfast before the game. Y'all need to be locked in together. I need 40 home runs from y'all, at least minimum.
Denny's?
Yeah, Denny's.
So, Andres Jimenez, I feel like he's kind of a cop-out pick, Tyvis.
It is.
Because he already
good.
had a breakout season. He's an established player. Bo Naylor, I'll buy that one. I was going to go with Chase DeLauder. But because he's not on the Major League team to start the season, I went with a different guy. By the way, he should be on the Major League team, and I expect to see him by May 1st. I think he will be on the Major League team by May 1st. I'm going with Tyler Freeman, guys.
Good.
And here's why.
I like that pick.
First off, Jason told us when he was in Arizona about a month ago, hey, keep an eye on this Tyler Freeman kid. They're trying him out in center field. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but they don't really have a ton of options in center field, so maybe he's a guy that can win that position. Tom Hamilton came on the show and said Tyler Freeman's a guy who had impressed him throughout his entire stay in Arizona. Not only impressed in center field, but impressed enough at the position that the Cleveland Guardians felt comfortable sending Miles Straw, who they still owe close to $20 million to, and we know how, I don't want to say cheap, but how cheap of a franchise they've been over the last few years, down to AAA. He cleared waivers so he could keep a roster spot open for Tyler Freeman. Jason also said a couple weeks ago, I think this guy's a 280 professional hitter. He's hit in the college levels. He's hit in the minor league levels. He's going to hit in the pros. So looked at his stats last year. Hit 267 last season. In spring training this year, he's hitting just shy of 300, 297 with the home run, 4 RBIs. His OPS is 825, which is above the major league average. I'm not sure I considered Tyler Freeman to be in that same class of prospects the Guardians had with the Arias and the Gavin Williams and the Bibees, that top tier. Maybe I'm wrong for not including him in that category. Maybe he was, and I'll admit if I'm wrong,
I like
my
him,
bad.
but I like him.
But I always thought he was a guy that had potential and is a name we've been hearing for a while. And the fact that he was able to carve out a spot at a position he's not used to. That'd be like Tyvis going to Browns camp, coming in as a defensive back, and making the 53-man roster as a wide receiver. You're capable of it, but it wasn't what you came in. He impressed enough defensively at a secondary position on top of his capabilities at the plate that I do think Tyler Freeman is going to become a staple of this Guardians team for years to come. So he is the guy I'm choosing as my breakout candidate for 2024.
Man, we watching. We
We sure going. Well,
we watching.
That 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't be on. I won't.
I'm gonna watch the first couple of innings. I will do that.
You know what I mean? I'll be trying to tell myself I'm gonna go to sleep, but I ain't going to sleep.
I'm gonna definitely watch the first couple of innings. But
What time's the first pitch? It's like 10:45.
It's like 10:17. And that is a very late. And I'm sending you his contact information right now.
11 o'clock, the TV going off though. So unless they out there just hitting home run after home run, but 11 o'clock TV going off. But I do want to see it.
It should be good. And it'll be it's Shane Bieber versus I believe J.P. Sears is getting the first start for. No, Blackburn is getting the start for Oakland in Week 1.
They better win. I can see them dropping the first game. Like my gut tells me that they're gonna drop the first game.
Why?
Because that's just what they do. That's just what they do.
G.
Man, they gonna have to,
Oakland's terrible.
That's why I see them dropping the first game.
I think they're gonna have to do some stuff to generate some buzz. I think they got to generate more of a buzz. If they can get some wins off top, that'll help. You know what I'm saying? If they can come back to the crib and be like 5-2.
That'd be nice.
6-2.
That would be. It'd be nice.
They start the season in Oakland.
And then the Mariners.
Then the Mariners. Then they play Minnesota, I believe. Then they come home back to Cleveland. They play 9 games in a row, or 10 games, 9 or 10 games before they.
They play Minnesota.
Maybe if you could be 7-3, you come back to the crib 7-3.
I'm pulling up the schedule right now. Hold on one sec.
You know what? No, they're gonna win. They're gonna win tomorrow. Bieber on the mound. They should.
Yeah,
win
they play 3 games against Minnesota in Minnesota. After they play 3 games in Seattle against Seattle. After they play 4 games in Oakland against the A's.
They gotta play
10
4 games in Oakland.
10 games to start the season on the road before they come home.
They better at least be 3-1
for the home
after
opener.
Oakland. They better at least be 3-1.
They got a bunch of other candidates as Anthony tries to figure out the video situation with Coach Otis. We got audio though at least, so we'll have Coach on in a sec. But they had a couple other candidates who I think could be poised for breakout seasons. A couple of the young guys. Rocchio at shortstop is going to get a chance to prove what he is. We talked about Gabriel Arias, who has not lived up to expectations and I think is going to be a platoon guy to start because Rocchio beat him out at shortstop. David Fry, another guy who made the Major League roster. Wow. As a utility guy, can play catcher, can play the corner outfield spots if needed. Stephen Vogt's looking at this whole lineup with a different approach. He is not going by the same guardrails Francona had put on this team for the last few seasons. So I'm curious to see how he handles early season successes and failures and whether or not he'll stick with some of the guys that traditionally have stayed in the lineup even if they've struggled early because that was Francona's style. Will Vogt continue that, or are we going to see a completely different change in philosophy of if you ain't hitting, you ain't playing?